Hello and welcome back to Insights IAS. In today's lazy lesson, we shall discuss about the ways in which the World Health Organization is funded and run. This is in news because the President of United States of America recently announced that he would stop funding the World Health Organization for failing to keep up its duties and being China-centric. While the President has got his own sets of reasons for stopping the funding, his move, however, is being criticized across the world by health experts for stopping the funding in the middle of a big pandemic like COVID-19. Here, the main allegations by President Donald Trump against WHO are: firstly, WHO has been China-centric, which means despite knowing the seriousness of the situation, China was non-transparent, but still WHO praised China for being transparent. Besides, health experts from across the world and various world leaders too have expressed concerns and doubts over the data released by the Chinese government. As per the official figures, the total number of people infected by coronavirus or COVID-19 in China were around 82,000, and out of this, the mortality rate is nearly 3,300. This number is far less when compared to the mortality rate in the US, Italy, Spain, etc., despite China being the source of this virus. Besides, as per the Chinese government, more than 75,000 people have been cured from the COVID-19. This recovery rate is really surprising when compared to other countries including the US and Italy. And the second reason for the US, as per Trump, to stop funding WHO is that the WHO has failed to keep up its duty or job. As per Trump, the WHO was supposed to send a team of experts or doctors to China to objectively assess the situation on ground and inform the whole world about the seriousness of the situation. Instead, on one hand, the WHO undermined the seriousness of the situation, and on the other, it even criticized the US for imposing travel ban due to the COVID-19. And because of these reasons, President Trump has decided not to fund the WHO. This is definitely expected to affect the working of the WHO, as the USA was the largest donator to this organization. Now, before going further to understand the funding mechanism of the World Health Organization, let us understand few facts which are related to the WHO. Firstly, note that the WHO is a specialized agency of the United Nations which is responsible for international public health. So, its main job is to promote the international public health. And next, it was established on 7th April 1948. So, what is the significance of this day? It is on this date that we celebrate the World Health Day. So, to commemorate the establishment of the World Health Organization on 7th April, we celebrate World Health Day on this date. And next, where is its headquarters located? It is in Geneva, which is in Switzerland. The working or functions of the World Health Organization are pretty simple. See, it has no direct authority over member nations. What it does is, it acts as an international leader in public health. How? By alerting the world to threats, fighting diseases, developing policy and improving access to care. And the body states that its goal is to ensure that 1 billion more people have universal health coverage, to protect 1 billion more people from health emergencies and provide a further 1 billion people with better health and well-being. So this is what the WHO basically does. Primarily, it focuses on healthcare to improve access to quality essential services. Next, it works towards sustainable financing and financial protection to improve access to essential medicines and health products. Further, it trains the health workforce and advise on labor policies, support people's participation in national health policies, and also improve monitoring data and information. Now, this one particular function, that is improving monitoring data and information, signifies the importance of WHO in times such as the COVID-19 pandemic. And going further, it also prepares for emergencies by identifying, mitigating and managing risks. Further, it prevents emergencies and supports development of tools necessary during outbreaks. And it also detects and responds to acute health emergencies and supports delivery of essential health services in fragile settings. And further, it addresses human capital across the life course, non-communicable diseases prevention, mental health promotion, climate change in small island developing states, and antimicrobial resistance, and further elimination and eradication of high impact communicable diseases is also done by the World Health Organization. So these are few of the key functions which are usually performed by the WHO. And few major achievements of the WHO are: firstly, eradication of smallpox, near eradication of polio, and development of Ebola vaccine. Now please note here, why do we say near eradication of polio? It is because for polio to be fully eradicated, all 3 wild polio strains, that is type 1, 2 and 3, need to stop circulating. But as of now, the WHO has claimed that it has eradicated successfully strain 2 and strain 3 of polio virus. Now the final step in this journey is to eradicate the wild polio virus type 1 strain. And please note, the 2 countries where the type 1 virus is still endemic are Pakistan and Afghanistan. And apart from these 2 countries, it is also still prevalent in Nigeria. And the next question is, how is WHO governed? See, governance here takes place through the World Health Assembly, which is the supreme decision making body, and next we have the executive board, which gives effect to the decisions and policies of the Health Assembly. And overall, the organization is headed by the Director General, who is appointed by the Health Assembly on the nomination of the executive board. So the 3 important bodies with respect to the governance of the World Health Organization include World Health Assembly, Executive Board and Director General. So in the first place, the World Health Assembly makes decisions and Executive Board implements it, and overall the WHO is headed by a Director General who is appointed by the Health Assembly but nominated by the Executive Board. And this now takes us to the next topic, which is about the funding mechanism of the WHO. See, basically there are 4 kinds of contributions that make up funding for the WHO. What are they? These include assessed contributions, voluntary contributions, core voluntary contributions, and last one is pandemic influenza preparedness contributions. Here, assessed contributions are the dues that countries pay in order to be a member of the organization, that is WHO. Here, the amount each member state must pay is calculated relative to the country's wealth and population. Next, as the name suggests, voluntary contributions, which come from member states in addition to their assessed contribution or from other partners. They can range from flexible to highly earmarked. And similarly, we have the core voluntary contributions, which allow less well-funded activities to benefit from a better flow of resources, and these will ease implementation bottlenecks that arise when immediate financing is lacking. But please notice here, of all the voluntary contributions, about 7% of the total contributions make the core voluntary contributions, which is far less when compared to assessed contributions and other voluntary contributions. And lastly, we have the pandemic influenza preparedness contributions, which were started in 2011 to mainly improve and strengthen the sharing of influenza viruses with human pandemic potential and to increase the access of developing countries to vaccines and other pandemic related supplies. So these are the 4 ways in which the WHO raises its funds and help the developing or underdeveloped countries develop vaccine, fight against pandemics such as the COVID-19. Now the last question we have is, was it right for the US to cut or halt its funding to WHO in the middle of such a big pandemic? Firstly, note here, the US is the biggest overall donor to the WHO. In 2019, it has contributed nearly $400 million to the WHO, roughly 15% of its total budget, that is the budget of WHO. After all these blame games, the hold on funding was definitely expected. Trump has increasingly been critical of the organization and its working methodology. He says the WHO has failed in its basic duty and must be held accountable. But since the start of this pandemic, the WHO has been appealing for more than $1 billion to fund operations against this pandemic. The agency today needs more resources than ever as it leads the global response against the disease. This time requires the WHO to emerge as a great global leader and lead coordination among various countries in this fight against the COVID-19. It is definitely not the right time for blame games. It is time for all the countries to come together as one and fight this pandemic. So stopping of the funding by the USA is definitely not a welcome move. Now, based on today's discussion, try to solve this question. Consider the following statements. 1. WHO depends solely on voluntary contributions of its members. 2. WHO Director General is appointed by the World Health Assembly. Which of the above statements is or are correct? You can comment your answers in the comment section below. That's it for today. Thank you.